Hello and welcome to the Red Room. Today we are going to talk about The Invisible College by the RPGPundit. Here it is. It will not be a proper review. What we mean to do here today is to talk about the way how you should use The Invisible College to play a horror game. The Invisible College is an OSR game that was meant to be played in a different context, as a modern occult conspiracy secret society kind of game, in which you play members of a secret society which is called the Invisible College, which gives name to the game. But you are supposed to play a magician, and then there are other cabals that are also composed by magicians. I want to look for other names. The Gormogons and the Tool Society and
the Rosicrucians
and the Cult of Typhon and some others. These ones are the supposed enemies, and the Invisible College is meant to be not necessarily the good guys, but your side of the secret war. But this is what it is meant to be. But we want to give you a different perspective. To play a game like what we should play, like Call of Cthulhu, for example, or Kult, or Noctum, or Conspiracy X, for example. Well, and Unknown Armies, for example, also. Well, lots of games that are supposed to be horror games and not urban. Well, perhaps Unknown Armies is similar to this one, but anyway, okay. So horror in the Invisible College. Yes.
And you're probably wondering, yes, if you have all these games, why would I use Invisible College to play this kind of game? This is probably what we are planning on actually playing the Invisible College with is, let's call it an academic thriller or horror campaign. A little bit on as Call of Cthulhu, but we like the setting of the Invisible College. We like that we have all that information. It works really good. It's a great source book, and it is based, yes, big, and most of the information it's based on in actual reality.
Yeah, that's the interesting part about this, because well, 500 or a little more than 500 pages. And most of this is information. There's not much of the mechanics here, and a great deal of it is real world information about secret societies, magic, and rituals.
Things that really, of course, it needs, if you believe in magic or not, to be real, but still things that exist on the real world. So a little bit different with the Cthulhu cult. So I'm going to give you an example. Focus Pendulo. If you watch the interview that we did with Pandit, we actually talked about this.
I'll put a link for the interview below. You can watch it later.
So if you don't know Focus Pendulo, I also recommend it. This is the father of all academic mysteries, and I'm not going to talk about it because I would never stop, but it's very interesting. It's a story about a group of academics that are involved in publishing books about the occult, and then they start to invent a theory that is supposed to be made up, but everybody in the occult groups that they are dealing with ends up believing in their theory. And in a way, they start discovering or getting convinced, the characters, that what they invented is actually true. So it's very interesting. Another one is the Dumas Club, that you might know as the movie The Ninth Gate. So it's also a book mystery, right? A mystery about books, and a book that is used to summon the devil. So this is stories in which you would play an academic, so not a magician, but that is involved or that gets involved with the occult. So you can play the occult as something really scary. Another example, I don't have the book here, but the historian Elizabeth Kostova, if I'm not mistaken. So this is a book about the Dracula. But if someone that is discovering that Dracula is actually real and somebody in his family was hunting them. And I guess that's enough about books, Miguel. Let's talk a little bit about the rules, or I won't shut up if I start talking about it.
Not the rules yet. Anyway, if you pick up the one of the books you mentioned, the Umberto Eco book, and you also pick up this, you have basically every information you need to have about esoteric and occult and secret societies for a long time, since the Templars until now. Well, you could also pick up another of Umberto Eco's books, perhaps The Name of the Rose, but in that case, I wouldn't tell you to use The Invisible College, perhaps Lion and Dragon.
Yeah. Oh, and I forgot, of course, the Da Vinci Code.
Yeah, of course.
I wouldn't recommend it, but everybody knows the Da Vinci Code.
And all of the
others.
Dan Brown books. So it's playable with the Invisible College. And I was going to mention a few things about this. So why is this useful? Okay, so you want to do something about the Goetia, the grimoire of demonic creatures, which is obviously real. And so you have probably 50 pages on that, of descriptions of demons and symbology, etc. And then you have the Kabbalah, Jewish tradition, mysticism.
It is also mentioned a lot on Focus Pendulum.
Yes, namely this, the Tree of Life, the Sephiroths. If you have played Cult, you know what this means, and you have a detailed description of the Sephiroth, Malkut, Geburah, Tiferet, Netzach, and all the others. It's interesting information about occult traditions from several places on the globe. You have information about tarot, which is obviously interesting also to use description of the cards and what they mean, and what several options to use them. And then things that remind me of unknown armies and perhaps also Cult, such as urbanomancy, which is chaos magic, and using things like magic of the gun, urban invocations, urban sigils. And then you have these ones are probably the biggest chapters, but you have less important traditions and some curiosities, such as cyber magic, for example, which is probably.
You also have sex magic there.
Yeah, sex magic.
I remember I saw it.
Yes, sex. Well, you have everything magic. It's possible to find here, and also as we were telling before, descriptions of not just secret societies, but also rituals, magical rituals. So if you want to play any kind of horror game and have magic and secret societies, this is a useful companion. Even if you don't want to use the rules. But if you want to use the rules, this is another chapter for us now. So according to the author himself, this is what you should do. You should play using the Invisible College rules, which are an adaptation of OSR, of course, probably adaptable to other OSR games. You should use a low-level character. Start with a zero-level character, and choose the Templar class. The Templar is not a Templar as in a Knight Order. It's just a name that he uses for one of the members of the Invisible College, yes, which aren't magicians. They are just people who can who know about the occult and can fight and do other things like that. So if you choose a low-level character and give it the Templar class, and then you are careful by picking up the right skills. Those come from the characters' backgrounds, so that's important also, because if you are not going to have magic, at least at the beginning of the game, you should have other knowledges. So obviously occult, because that's what you are meaning to play, but probably other things, and other advantages that you can use. For example, if you are playing something like Call of Cthulhu, you probably want to play an upper class character with connections and friends and in high places. If you are playing something more academic, you probably want to play someone who knows a lot about history, archaeology, dead languages, such things. Religion, yeah, theology, esoteric mysticisms and all that, of course. And if you are playing something like Kult, for example, you probably don't need nothing of this because you can play just about anyone. So you just play a character.
And also another thing is, don't make the character evolve too quickly. Don't don't give them too much advance points, or it will get too good too fast, and then it will not be a normal human.
Yeah, that's the second part, because if you're the game master, of course, you'll have to be careful to let the characters advance slowly. Of course, there's always the option of letting them learn some kind of magic later, because that's an option in several other horror games. So why not? Maybe.
It has a cult vibe, right? Let them learn the
Yes,
art.
yeah, of course. In Cult, for example, you can learn, and obviously in Call of Cthulhu, eventually you have to learn something to at least banish some creature. So it's obviously useful to eventually have that possibility open, but involving it in some secret and something that you would probably have to sacrifice something. Not if you are a member of one of these conspiracies or these cabals, you probably know what you're doing. You are being told by your mentors, so you don't face so many risks. If you are someone who just starts learning the rituals, you probably face other problems. So that's the difference between what is the Invisible College as it is out of the box, a dark fantasy kind of modern occult conspiracy game, and what you playing it as an horror game, an actual horror game. And well, this is yes.
I was just, but maybe you're going to mention that, but I just remembered also that you have some story seeds at the end of the book that can be adaptable for that type of game. You just have to pick them. Some of them can be used for normal non-magician characters.
I forgot about that, but yes, okay, there's that also. Well, we'll probably use it for something. I'm not sure yet, because now we are still playing other stuff and
We are
testing.
overbooked.
Yeah, playing testing and probably doing reviews. So I don't know, but we'll probably use it. I'll try to use it to run what I usually do. Characters who are from all walks of life, not magicians, of course, and so something like I would play in a Kult game or Noctum game. So I'll probably use it for that, and I recommend you do the same, because you'll probably discover. And why not play it as the Invisible College as it is? So you probably, what you have to do is watch another review about the about the real game and how it is supposed to be played. But okay, we have given you something else to consider, and use the Invisible College as an horror game. Well, I think it's enough for today.
Yes.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, share, and whatever. That's it.
Yes, and like, and we'll be back annoying you soon.
Okay, see you soon.